I overheard my fiancé tell her mother, he's just a pathetic placeholder until someone with real potential comes along. His face isn't even worth putting in our wedding photos. 2 weeks ago, we were finalizing details for our engagement party. Her parents were visiting to help with arrangements. I came home early with surprise reservations at a restaurant Natalie had been talking about. I walked in quietly, hearing Natalie and her mother in the kitchen. I was about to announce myself when I heard my name. Mom, drop the Ryan thing already, Natalie said, annoyed. I'm just concerned, honey. Is this really what you want? A mediocre life with an IT guy? I froze in the hallway. Nobody wants to hear their future mother-in-law questioning their worth. But what came next destroyed me. It's temporary, Natalie replied, voice lowered. He's just a pathetic placeholder until someone with real potential comes along. He's stable, doesn't question my spending, and thinks I'm out of his league. My stomach dropped. The room started spinning. Her mother sighed. But the wedding photos, Natalie. You'll have to look at his face in them forever. Natalie laughed, a sound that used to make my day, now like acid in my ears. His face isn't even worth putting in our wedding photos. I've already talked to Megan about the photography package. She can work magic with angles and lighting, minimize him as much as possible. Megan, our wedding photographer, who Natalie insisted on booking despite the outrageous fee. And if someone better comes along before the wedding, her mother asked, then I'll figure it out. Breaking an engagement is better than a divorce. I must have made a noise because they suddenly went quiet. I backed out silently, got in my car, and just drove for hours. I didn't confront her that night or the next day. I acted normal as possible when your entire world has imploded. I told her I'd had a work emergency. She didn't question it. Placeholders don't lie, apparently. Before I left that night, I pulled out my phone and started recording. I needed evidence of what I'd heard, something to confirm I wasn't imagining things. Instead of confronting her, I made a plan. Our engagement party was that weekend, a fancy affair at an upscale venue with 60 guests. Natalie had handled most of the planning, obsessing over every detail. It has to be Instagram perfect, she kept saying. I made 3 changes to her perfect arrangements. First, I called my buddy Derek, who runs a photography business, told him I needed high-quality candid shots, especially of Natalie, paid him double his normal rate. Second, I had the audio professionally enhanced for clarity and connected it to the venue's sound system. Told the AV technician it was a special surprise message for my fiancé. Technically, it was. Third, I prepared a short speech. The night arrived. Natalie looked stunning in her designer dress. The venue was perfect. The lighting was perfect. The flowers were perfect. Everything was perfect for someone who deserved none of it. Midway through the evening, after everyone had arrived and had a few drinks, I clinked my glass for a toast. Natalie beamed, standing beside me, ready for her moment in the spotlight. I want to thank everyone for coming tonight, I began, my voice steadier than I felt. Before we continue, I'd like to share a special moment that helped me understand what this relationship truly means to Natalie. Her smile faltered. Confusion crossed her face as I nodded to the AV tech. This is a conversation I was privileged to overhear between my fiancé and her mother just days ago. The recording began playing through the venue's speakers, crystal clear thanks to the professional enhancement. Natalie's voice filled the suddenly silent room. He's just a pathetic placeholder until someone with real potential comes along. His face isn't even worth putting in our wedding photos. I watched her face transform from confusion to shock to horror. Derek circled with his camera, capturing every microsecond of her reaction. When the recording finished, I simply said, I think we can all agree the placeholder is officially stepping aside. The engagement ring is with your father. Your things will be in boxes by morning. The silence was deafening. Then her father stood up and walked out without a word. Her mother started damage control immediately. It's taken out of context. She was stressed about wedding planning. I nodded to Derek and walked out. Behind me, I heard Natalie finally find her voice, screaming my name as her perfect world collapsed. The next morning, Derek sent me the photos. They were brutal, artistic masterpieces. I sent them along with the audio file to everyone who attended the party, not out of malice, but because I was tired of being the only one who knew who she really was. It's been 9 days of her calling, texting, showing up at my workplace, begging my friends to delete the photos, claiming they're defamatory.